Hey, what's going on, guys? June here, and this is another video that was requested in the YouTube comments by Big Trev. He saw in my bank video the set of soulstones that I've got and was asking if I had any information about them because they're kind of an obscure item that not a lot of people have or want, and it's tough to find information about them. So I'm going to tell you everything I know about them. They were released alongside the hard mode variations of the God Wars dungeon bosses a little while after the World Wakes quest. If you were playing back then, the World Wakes quest had some unique boss fights against the God Wars dungeon bosses that had a bunch of different special attacks. And people were like, hey, can you incorporate this into the God Wars dungeon? Because these fights were a lot more exciting than the normal fights against the bosses themselves. So Mod Chris L and some of the combat team did that. And they had to craft an entirely new hard mode variant for Saradomin boss because you don't actually fight Commander Ziliana in the quest. And each of them was given a new set of drops, and among those drops is the Soulstone, and this is their unique loot. And it's actually very common. It's about 1 in 25, but you can't receive the drop in loot share, so you have to either be soloing or free-for-alling and getting the best damage per fight. But you could expect to get them in one trip, and I think I have one video up as a hard mode guide, and I'll have some up in the future, but they're all pretty easy. Armadillo is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but you can do it yourself still. And they're not particularly useful items. What they essentially do is every time you kill the hard mode variant of the boss, it will store 1 kill count in the soulstone. So for example, in my Zamorakian soulstone, I've got 267 stored kill count from when I was hunting the Zamorak boss pet. So this can be used in place of kill count, and if you bring this with you and you also get kill count, it will actually prioritize stuff you got in the dungeon over the gem. But it can be a great way to save yourself time. For example, I could skip a ton of kill count at Zamorak now. I could go for, 6 or 7 trips and be fine. But because it only stores hard mode kill count and not normal mode, most people don't do hard mode. There's only really 2 situations where I could think that this is particularly useful. The first is if you are assigned God Wars Dungeon for Soul Reaper, you get bonus points for doing the hard mode version, so that's one instance where it's worth doing. And it could save you some time in the future if, you get, for every 4 tasks or something, you'd get a free kill count, essentially. And it saves you a little bit of time there. But also, if you're hunting the boss pets from the God Wars dungeon, it's a major time saver because every trip that you make, you're probably going to make 40 kill count at least, unless you're, really bad. And so you could essentially continue to hunt the pet indefinitely without having to get kill count every time. So that's a huge time saver. It's kind of a niche item that doesn't have a huge amount of usefulness, but it's something that not a lot of people have. It's a cool little collection, and there are a few small uses. So I hope that's good info for you guys, especially Big Trev, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.